100 miles or 161 kilometres. It's a long way in anyone's book. Now, I have absolutely no doubt that you've all been incredibly dedicated to your training and you're all feeling much fitter and much stronger. But it doesn't matter how fit and strong you get, you're still going to need to fuel yourself correctly in order to get through the event. It's going to be taking everyone at least 5 hours to get to the finish, and for some people a lot longer than that. And throughout the event, your body will mainly be running on glycogen. However, your body can only store so much glycogen, and if you run out, you are going to know about it. It is called bonking, or hitting the wall, or blowing up, and it is where you completely run out of energy. You feel very weak, very lightheaded, and almost like you can't continue any further. It's something that every cyclist will experience at some point, and I myself have been found on multiple occasions crawling to the local fuel station to stock up on multiple Yorkie bars. However, it is completely avoidable if you have the correct nutritional strategy. So what exactly should you be doing then? Well, you can start in the 2 days leading up to Velo Birmingham. As you taper your training down, you want to try to increase your intake of quality carbohydrates. And that can continue on the morning of the event as well. What is recommended by a lot of nutritionists is something like a big bowl of porridge, complete with dried fruit or honey to make it a little bit sweeter. However, it doesn't matter how good your pre-event nutritional strategy is, you're still going to need to fuel yourself whilst you're riding if you want to get through the event. Now, what is recommended here is that you start within the first 45 minutes of the event and that you aim for around 60 grams of carbohydrates per hour, because that's roughly what our bodies are capable of processing. Now, that can take various forms. It might be energy drink, energy bars, energy gels, or it could be things like flapjacks or bananas or rice cakes. Whatever takes your fancy, really. However, as a personal recommendation, I would leave the energy gels for the second half of the event, because what you don't want is a Tom Dumoulin situation on your hands. If you didn't watch the Giro d'Italia back in May, Dumoulin was leading the race overall on the Queen stage when at the crucial moment he was forced to stop at the side of the road to answer a call of nature. And it wasn't a number one, it was a number two. Right, you might be thinking that you need to start Velo Birmingham with everything that you need in terms of food crammed into your pockets or maybe on your bike. But that isn't completely necessary because there are 4 fairly equally spaced out feed stations through the event where you'll be able to replenish the food in your pockets and also fill up your water bottles. Speaking of which, your hydration is just as important as your fueling on the bike. And you can also start this a couple of days before the event as well. Try consuming around 2 litres of water spaced out throughout each day on the 2 days leading up to it. Then on the morning, consume a 750 millilitre bottle of energy or electrolyte drink before the event starts. Then, just as with your food, you want to start drinking before you feel thirsty, so in the first half an hour or so. After that, it is recommended that you try to consume a 500 millilitre bottle of electrolyte drink every hour. More than that, actually, if it's a particularly hot day. And finally, you want to practice all of these strategies before you get to Velo Birmingham itself. Firstly, just as you can train your body to get fitter, faster and stronger, you can also train your stomach to absorb and process the food and the drink. And it's also good because it will allow you to find out anything that your stomach doesn't agree with before you get to Velo Birmingham itself. Right, well, that's me done this time around. I will be checking in with you again fairly shortly. I hope everything's going well and that your training is going in the right direction. If you want some more details on what you should eat and drink whilst you're on your bike, why not click on the video that's just here.